Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be discussing the topic of things that I wish I would have known in high school. So I'm currently a senior right now. I have one semester left until I'm graduating. I'm graduating a semester early. But these are a couple of things that I wish I would have known going into public school, high school, because I did public school for 2 years and then I'm homeschooled for 2 years. So I'll get into it, and I hope that this helps you out. But this is from a Christian perspective, by the way. So it does have a lot of godly advice in here. So the first thing, and I think the most important thing, is growing in God is the most important thing to focus on your high school years. Personally, I found Jesus and I found my relationship with Jesus and grew in God in high school. And that was the best decision that I've ever made in regards to my relationship with Christ. A lot of people say, oh, you can wait until you're older to, find Jesus or find Christ. And honestly, I think it's incredible to find it at a young age because you mature beautifully with God and with you. Because I wrote this down. It says, if you want to find your identity where you fit into this world, Jesus is the answer. Most of us in our high school years start to mature and begin to find our own identity, and that's the only place you can find that is in Jesus. And not a lot of people in my age group, in the age group that's coming up, know Jesus. And so in high school, if you're really, curious about Jesus, you're curious about faith, I would highly encourage you to figure out your faith. And that may be some crazy, it may take you all 4 years of high school, but to really search into God. Find Jesus for yourself. And that's the biggest thing. Not what your family's faith is, not what your parents' faith is, but find Jesus for yourself. And that is so, so, so important. So, number 2. It's okay to not know what you're going to do for the rest of your life. And there's so much pressure put on students to know exactly what they have to do after college, to know exactly what you're going to do. And what I want to say is to enjoy the time that you have to be a kid. To look into a lot of different careers, to, pray about where God wants you to go. Because you never know. You really never know what, experiences you may have during your 4 years of high school that may change your mind about, going to a different career. And also, seniors, if you're listening to this, you going into college, it's okay to not know exactly what you want to do, because in college and in, even in high school in different departments, you can figure out and try out different classes that you may like my school that I used to go to, it had a nursing program, and some people loved it, some people didn't like it, and it's just figuring out what you want without the pressure of having to know what you're going to do. Also, being in prayer about your future. So Jeremiah 29:11, I know you've heard this a lot, but it says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. So God has a future and a hope for you, and that's His plan, not ours. So if we can let go of the pressure of having to know what we have to do for the rest of our lives at 14 through 18 years old, then we can enjoy our times in school, enjoy our times being a teenager, being, going to football games, enjoying the time instead of having the pressure of, finding our plan whenever we can leave it in God's hands. Alrighty, number 3 is your friends are going to change, and that's okay. So in my personal experience, my freshman year friends are completely different than my senior year friends. Well, for me, I actually went to a different school, but still, friends come and go, and hold them with open hands. I talked about this on my Instagram story a couple days ago, but hold friends with open hands, knowing that, they may come and go. But holding them with open hands mean not relying on them for, your anything really. Not relying on them to hold your promises. Let God be the best friend that you need, and let all your friends become second. And then that will help you hold your friends with open hand. So if that your friend turns out to be toxic, or if you get to know them more and they're not necessarily good for you to be friends with, then you can just let go and not have such a hard friendship breakup, knowing that it's okay to let things go if you hold them with open hands. So I just think it's so important to know that your friends are going to change. Friendships are for seasons. Most of the time, friendships are for seasons, except for family. I mean, my sisters are my best friends, and they always have been. But they're for seasons, and that's okay. And that knowing that's okay can really let the relief sit off of you that, your friends from high school are probably not going to be your friends in about 5-10 years. Anywho, number 4, who your friends are is who you'll become. I have heard this so many times from youth pastor, from different people in the church, but who your friends are is who you're going to become. Most likely the group that you surround yourself with, you become more like them. So say if you surround yourself with a group that's very toxic, it's very drama, it has a lot of arguing going around, then you're probably going to be involved in the drama, in the arguing, in the conflict. But if you're around people that is, God-fearing, if you're around friends that, even if they're older than you, that are people that love the Lord and that are trying and seeking Jesus, then you will have encouragement to be just like that, to try and seek Jesus every day. So I highly encourage you, find friends at your church, at your school that have the same faith as you, because it'll help you grow in your faith. It'll help you find a stronger faith at a young age, because you have people surrounding you that are supporting you and that are helping you. All right, number 5. Homeschool is an option, and it's beneficial for some people. So since COVID, there's so many options besides going to public school. And personally, so I'll tell my little story about me going to homeschool. So first 2 years of high school, I was in public school, and the first year was in 2019 through 2020. So my freshman year was kind of weird going into 2020 COVID era, and then my sophomore year was masks and not being online most of the year. And then my junior year, I loved online school. I liked having my own schedule. I liked all that kind of stuff. So my mom suggested homeschooling, and I did that. I did, college classes online. I did different things like that, and I loved it. I enjoyed it so much, having my own schedule. I can work. I can do all these things through social media, and it was so beneficial for me and my mental health, and just, it was incredible. So for me, it worked. So I highly recommend, as a freshman, or in your 8th grade going into high school, I recommend looking at all your options besides just going to public school. I know it may be different because maybe you people in middle school, you're like, I don't want to leave my friends. But at the same time, what is beneficial for your health and for your spiritual and mental health? I really encourage to find out what's the best way you learn. Especially COVID has really may help people figure out what the best way they learn is. Whether it's in person, whether it's online, whether it's through Zoom. It's been really, really, really cool how COVID has helped people, figure out how they learn best. So I personally learn best online, and, having my own schedule was great for me. So I just encourage you to look at other options, because it can be beneficial for your health and your mental health. Alrighty, and the final 6th thing is, I highly recommend not dating in high school. And I know this is so controversial, especially in my age group, but just hear me out. I'm not saying God can't work in high school relationships, but I'm saying to be careful. This is what I wrote down. Hormones are high and are quick to want a relationship in high school when we know we aren't ready. Think about this. Do you see yourself marrying this person in the next 2 years? So say you're 14, maybe do you see yourself marrying them at 17, 18? Or do you see yourself marrying them right out of high school, 19, 20? Do you see yourself logically doing that? So then think about this. Do you see yourself doing that? personally, I don't want to get married in the next 2 years. I'm 17 and I have my whole life ahead of me, and so do you guys. So I just don't think that we need to be in a hurry. I'm not saying that being friends with guys are a bad thing. There's so many good guys that I'm friends with right now that come from church and that are great guys. But I know that I'm not personally ready for a relationship. But really, I would encourage a girl, if you're a girl listening to this, even a guy, really, talk to God and talk to your parents, talk to your people around you, like your people that you, maybe your youth pastor, or maybe your people around you that you trust, and just ask them if you're ready, if they think that you're ready to date, or they think that you're personally ready to embark on that, thing. Because I don't personally think I'm ready, but you may be. You may be spiritually mature enough to handle a relationship, and I think I can, and maybe you can too. But I think in high school, it's such a pivotal time, finding our identity, finding who we are, and finding somebody else and having to handle all school and everything along with a relationship can be very stressful. So I just highly encourage you to be careful with who you date and, careful who you let in your life. Because, like I said before, who your friends are, who you'll become. And even that is in relationships. So, I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this spoke to you wherever you are. Maybe you're in, you're going into high school, or you're a senior. I hope this relates to you. But also, go subscribe to my channel. I have, little button at the bottom right there, and also I have all my socials over here, my Instagram, my TikTok, and all that kind of stuff. But I hope that you can learn this, and I hope that this is the best thing for you. All right, bye.